Welcome back to the Flex League, the only fantasy football league whose commissioner still owns shares in AMC. I'm Todd Schaefer, and let's look into what could be shaping up to be the weirdest fantasy running back seasons ever. But first, we can't go anywhere without talking about Tom Brady, who seems to be on the verge of divorce with Gisele Bündchen. Of course, that's just the latest bit of a roller coaster the GOAT has put his fans through lately. Now let's take a look inside this week's TFL owner meeting on what Brady's divorce means for him, the Bucs, and weapons moving forward.
If he was morally obligated as being a good father and husband, this whole thing with his wife would negatively impact him on the field. But I think one of the few things that we have learned about Brady throughout his career is that he cares so much about football. He already has sacrificed almost his entire fatherhood and has spent almost no time with his kids, except for the 3 months of the year that he might see them during the summer. And if I had to guess, knowing that Gisele and him now have been living separate lives and the offense is getting healthier, we're going to start to see. I mean, if you watched him on the field, if you saw him in the game against the Chiefs, it was the Bucs defense and fumbling kickoffs to start the game and digging themselves in double-digit holes that made the difference in that game. And Brady looked totally fine. He looked like himself, threw for 370, I think it was, and 3 scores, like against the defense, which up until then, the Chiefs defense had quietly been really good this year. So, like, if anything, I think it's going to help him on the field, even though it's morally irreprehensible almost. As a father and a husband, I couldn't do that, but I'm not Tom Brady.
All the energy that he used to place into kissing his sons on the mouth is going to be put on the football field. Buy every single Bucs weapon that you can.
As always, good insight. And something inappropriate from Lisa Wilson's friend's owner. Getting back on track, Week 4 was a minefield for injuries for the running back position. The sidelining and underperforming of Jamal Williams and Jonathan Taylor in particular have some huge ramifications for the Colts and Broncos going forward. Let's see what the owners have to say.
Before I move forward with this, we got to address the elephant in the room. Julian, moment of silence for Jamal Williams.
I don't need him.
You don't need him.
I'm taking this
He's
lead.
hurting you anyway.
I'm right. He has low key. I'm starting Ramondre. I feel a little bit better about it, to be honest.
No, you don't. Ramondre Stevenson. Come on.
No. Javante's been in like the low double digits and like high single digits for a couple of games, even before the injury. Is what I'm saying. I made a video earlier this year for this company that said Javonte is the one Bronco that I don't want at his ADP because like
and then he drafted him.
And he drafted.
Got that ass.
There's that one guy.
He called his bluff.
I'm a man of science. I make sacrifices for the people. Is what I'm saying.
It's going to start to get to work more. Now I know, Julian, you have Cortland Sutton. Team Wise guys has Jerry Jeudy. Now, do we all think that Russ is really going to start showing out now with the receivers? Do we think that his game is going to be taken a little bit more outside the pocket? Will he start to get a little bit more mobile to make up for that loss of run game, or what do we think's going on here now?
Russell Wilson is not cooking, bro. Let me tell you. Their offense has struggled all year. They came and scored. Well, I mean, they played the 49ers, played tough. Who else have they played? The Seahawks couldn't score. I mean, I don't see Russ cooking, and they lost one of their starting backs. Melvin Gordon isn't great at holding onto the ball. He's not that good of a pass catcher anymore. Like, you're going to struggle in that offense. I don't know.
Although he struggled early on, they put up 11 points to beat the 49ers, and that was a shit offensive game on both sides. I think over time, maybe he'll get more adjusted into the system to where, especially with Javonte being gone, and like Kendall said, I don't want to rely on a fumble-prone Melvin Gordon to try to, like, take us there. So they're definitely going to have to sling that motherfucker. Like,
yeah, exactly.
With the Indianapolis Colts. And I think the biggest thing we got to talk about here, and Jerry, I'm looking at you. I think you know that this is coming. Jonathan Taylor. Now let's take a deep breath. Deep breath. All right. It's just a spring.
Man, he's been terrible. He has been so I'm sorry, finish your question. You know, I really thought that draft day, we all knew who I was going to take. Like, even though Christian McCaffrey was there, I was like, McCaffrey puts up a lot of points when he's healthy. But when has he actually played over 10 games? Like, shit, over 8 games. I've been shitting. I was like, fuck McCaffrey. We're just going to go ahead and take JT. because he kind of established himself last year as the best running back in the league by far, especially after Derrick Henry went out. It was like, shit, this is JT's the guy. So I was thinking I was going to be getting 20 plus points a game, like 20 being the bare minimum from the best RB in the game. And then Matt Ryan comes to Indianapolis, and it looks like somebody just shot him 6 different times in his fucking arm, and he looks of himself. I thought Indianapolis Matt Ryan was going to be able to revive MVP season Matt Ryan or something like that back in Atlanta. I was like, shit, Indianapolis was everybody's dark horse damn near, especially in a weaker division in the AFC South. Like, nobody really anticipated Jacksonville looking this good this early. I didn't see this happening. Like, JT gave me 6 points or whatever it was last week because he had 40 yards.
6 points is generous. He only gave you 3.
You see what I mean? Like, damn.
Hey, Jerry.
Against a bad Titans defense, too.
Again,
There is something to be said. I do want to bring this up, Jerry. This might be relevant for you. Jamal Williams is currently on the trade block for AJ. The next Daniel Tomlinson is available for trade right now.
You said it, not me. You said it, not me.
No.
All right, and we're going to take a break from fantasy football for a second because it's that time of the episode. It's the week's punishment raffle. Let's get League Commissioner Terry up here with this week's winner and loser.
Appreciate you, Todd. Let's spin that freaking wheel. This week's winner is Ken Ayuk's Digs It Sucker owner, Tomer Azarli. And the loser that Tomer will punish is... Man, I need a haircut. Lisa Wilson's Friends owner, Julian Fadulian. Ha! Serves you right, kid.
And there you have it. How you feeling, Julian?
What's good, everybody? Tomer Azarli, your Week 4 Flex League biggest winner here. That's Team Can Ayuk Digs It. As the biggest winner, I got to choose a punishment. And for Julian this week, he's going to have to go out in public and do the Dougie somewhere. I don't know where, maybe a restaurant, maybe out in public somewhere, but he's going to have to go out there and do the Dougie. Julian, good luck, and good luck in Week 5, guys.
And at guard 6'4" from Kentucky, welcome to DC, number 2, John Wall.
That is some great stuff coming over from Lisa Wilson's Friends. In more positive news, 2 teams are emerging as legitimate offenses after a huge Week 4. Outside of 1 or 2 weapons going into the seasons, the Lions and the Seahawks were both written off both in real life and fantasy purposes, but after a 45-48 fireworks show, we have to ask, is every single major weapon for both offenses startable?
Jamal Williams is trash. He's absolutely trash. So I have no confidence he's going to stay consistent with that, and if he does, I would be happy to trade him. So
Jamal Williams is trash, is what you said. Is that correct?
He's not as consistent as everyone thinks that he is. Jared Goff actually is more of a surprise for me. So
I think he just got a lot cheaper for you to trade for, Dalton.
Yeah. Dude, this is your second best running back on your team. Antonio Gibson is your third. Tony Pollard is your fourth. Like, that's a strong statement to be like, yeah, he's up for cheap.
Detroit is a legitimately ridiculously good offense.
With a horrible
I agree. I think that is more with Jared Goff and Amon-Ra St. Brown, though. I think Jamal Williams had a great week. Did you see how many points
they had?
It's all a collective unit, though, because you're not the number 1 scoring offense with just 2 players, with just the quarterback and the receiver. Everything is a work.
That's what I'm saying.
Brown was out. Believe that the Lions are going to finish this season in the top 5 in the NFL in scoring.
Who knows?
The way it's looking.
Currently,
the fact that everyone calls on that, I think is the biggest storyline in the NFL.
Believe they will finish top 5 scoring in the NFL. I think they finish between 5 and 10, maybe because of this hot start. But am I suddenly a believer that Jared Goff is the second coming? Nah, get the out of here.
Hey, Kendall.
Yeah.
That money right now. Your over under is 5.
Okay.
Done.
What are the stakes here?
Yeah, like
One chip challenge.
Yeah, the one chip challenge.
Yeah.
What the fuck is one chip? I'm way too old to understand.
It's the hottest chip in the world.
it's like the super spicy hot chip.
They put it in a coffin bag, Kendall. All I'm saying
Sounds
is
fair.
It is fair.
this is my takeaway. Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb are no longer the best running back tandem in the NFL. If we're giving Jamal Williams those stats.
What are you saying? That's
my
1A,
takeaway.
1B versus.
That's my take.
Yeah.
I made an honest statement about Jamal Williams. Everyone's like, he's the next LaDainian Tomlinson, bro.
No, nobody said he's the next LT.
He read the stats. He didn't say he was the next LT.
Yeah, I'm just telling you the stats. That's all it was.
There's a middle ground to be had here, and the point is you're starting him, motherfucker. What we're talking.
Yeah, he's your second best running back on your roster.
I'll keep him as long as I have to.
Throwing him the football. It's like you didn't really think too highly of him, but Julian, you took a chance on him, and he is the 21st ranked wide receiver in fantasy football. Excuse me. Are you surprised by this? Is this something that you kind of saw coming? You had faith that this was going to happen, or what are your thoughts here?
I'm not surprised. I'll be very honest. I'm
Smith is gonna pop off.
He lied.
No.
Let me get my hat.
No.
You want mine?
That's the fact that he's a top 24 wideout.
Yeah,
all
I
I'm saying.
agree. I agree. I think that
I'm not
range,
surprised.
like, I just didn't want the conversation to be pitched as he's been outstanding.
No. He's a low end 2, very high end 3. What I am surprised about is the fact that low-key, the Seahawks offensive weapons are what the Rams offensive weapons were supposed to be, low-key, outside of Cooper Kupp.
Yeah.
Outside of Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, because Lockett has been viable. DK has been solid, overall solid. Geno at quarterback is a top 10, the 10th option or whatever he is. And even Rashad Penny.
Had a great week.
He had a monster
Had a great
week.
week.
And even before, even though his numbers weren't there, he was still averaging 5 yards a carry. He just wasn't getting a ton of work. Like, now that he's getting the work.
He passed the eye test, dude. He looks good, dude. Like, he looks great.
I would also like to point out that Tyler Lockett is the 22nd ranked receiver. So you got DK, and then right behind him is Tyler Lockett. Just saying. That's a solid
not
receiving
looking bad.
Can we talk real quick about how the coaching staff played it real cute, saying that there was a battle between Drew Lock and Geno Smith? They played it real cute all through training camp. Like, we don't know. We'll never tell. Like, that was like a whole thing that they had. It was terrible, dog.
And on the opposite end of the spectrum, the Rams are supposed to have one of the most bankable offenses in fantasy. Long story short, that doesn't happen. So how have our owners taken the absolute tank job of everyone on the team except Cooper Kupp?
What are your thoughts on Cooper Kupp? What are your thoughts on what the Rams have going on with their receivers? And Allen Robinson, Godspeed to you as well, Jerry. He's not looking good. I haven't won my fantasy leagues as well. I feel like I'm ribbing on you a lot here today, Jerry, and I don't mean that. It's nothing personal. He's 4th on the team in receiving yards. He only has 95 of those. And only has 18 targets, 9 catches on 18 targets. So it seems like Cooper Kupp really is the only go-to in Los Angeles right now.
I don't think
The only startable player.
like Matt Stafford doesn't really trust him yet. I feel like because he doesn't even really look in his direction as soon as the play starts. Like he does his progressions and looks straight at Cooper Kupp like every possession. And like that's not a bad thing. Cooper Kupp is arguably the best receiver in football, but damn. Just like Kirk Cousins always targets Justin Jefferson, you need to be able to actually read the rest of the field, scan, actually find the open man instead of trying to force it into like double or triple coverage. And that's why Matthew Stafford has like the second most interceptions behind Carson Wentz.
With Cooper Kupp being as efficient as he is, Matt Stafford has been averaging, I think, like 12 fantasy points per game. Does that, I don't think any Ram outside of Cooper Kupp in what should have been one of the NFL's best offenses, he is a startable player.
I agree. I don't even think the Rams defense is startable at this point with how many points they're
No,
putting up.
it's not. Yeah, something bizarre is going. They have the worst Super Bowl hangover since like the Eagles. Honestly,
I mean, the Bengals had a pretty bad hangover as well, so they're not alone.
They are, but I mean, you're the Jamar Chase owner, so.
And he is the 28th ranked quarterback in fantasy football this year.
Yeah, I just dropped him for Geno Smith.
Did you,
Dante,
did that? Okay.
Some names that are ranked above Matt Stafford.
Geno Smith.
All right, let's see. Let's see who's ranked above Matt Stafford here.
Well, everyone. He's 28. There's
I
only
mean,
I'm curious. I'm curious. I just want to hear some shocking name.
Okay, so I'm just going off the free agency list right now, and guys, there's Trevor Lawrence. Well, first of all, Carson Wentz is the 10th ranked quarterback in fantasy football right now.
Yeah.
And
First 2 weeks,
again,
he had 7 touchdown passes.
No, yeah, he's
Bro, he had 7 points last
27,
week.
20. He had 27,
And he's still number 10 overall.
8 and 7.
That's how much
and
of a
he's still
baller
number
he was
10.
the first couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Daniel Jones is number 13. Trevor Lawrence is 15. Jacoby Brissett is 17. Ryan Tannehill is 19. Marcus Mariota is 20. Matt Ryan 22. Baker Mayfield 23. Davis Mills, Cooper Rush, Joe Flacco, Jameis Winston, all ahead of Matt Stafford. And those are all free agents.
Of course, we do need to talk about one of the most heartwarming underdog stories at running back this season. No Alvin Kamara or Dalvin Cook? No problem, because Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Josh Jacobs, and Miles Sanders are on the road to redemption. And we do have our fantasy therapist in for another session about what to do with these 3 names. Juju?
Namaste. Welcome to Juju's Fantasy Corner, a safe space where I give you advice to help you your fantasy football season. Let's talk about running backs. If you in the draft and took someone like Alvin Kamara or Najee Harris, we have some replacement ideas for you. You might think Clyde Edwards-Helaire isn't really a running back. Look at those rush attempts. And you're right. He's not a running back because the Chiefs don't run the fucking ball. But he is one of the best PPR backs right now. Miles Sanders is having a renaissance year in the Philadelphia Eagles' new offense. We all thought they were going to be dog water, but A.J. Brown and the offensive line are lifting all boats. James Robinson and Josh Jacobs need to stop getting shat on by their teams and by us. Sure, one has a committee, the other one has Travis Etienne behind them, but it's just because they're injured. So calm down and namaste.
Moving into week 5, we actually have something new to bring up because Team Lisa Wilson's Friends has a new face in the book club. Let's go to Commissioner Terry with the welcome to the new LWF co-owner, Dante Turo. All right, and that's been another week in the life of the Flex League. We'll be back after week 5.